Yes.
Stories. What about stories?
Stories are profoundly powerful because what happened was Instagram got gamified by really smart marketers and influencers. Because how many times are you at Coachella? How many times are you sipping a cappuccino? How many times are you on vacation forever? We've seen the same stuff over and over again. Everything. How many mommy bloggers have you seen with their hashtag messy hair don't care sweater off the shoulder with their 5-year-old eating breakfast in bed? Oh, we're so cute. Ain't nobody eating breakfast with it. We know that. Like, that's not real life. Stories, on the other hand, really reveal a different side. People trust immediately. People have become to smell the fakeness. Stories really break down and disseminate. There is something, okay, let's just be real. This place is so fancy, it's unreal, right? And I know that it's very tempting for Kilroy to only want to put out here at 1 Paseo. They give your drone shot, right? And then you have like this model who's 7'2" being like, oh, I'm just here eating ice cream when she doesn't eat anything but celery and water all day. It's like, that's everything out there, and that's how marketing should be. But what could be really cool? Showing, okay, we have an event going on. This is the first time this room is being used. They're laying the tiles. Everybody's coming in. That's different. That's real human connection. Stories work to reveal the backside of running a business, which is why people know, like, and trust you. Also, you get people to engage. So if you go to your Instagram app, the top part are Instagram discovery tools. Location, geotagging. The bottom half is Instagram engagement tools, chat, voting, polls, quizzes, sliders. Use those. Instagram is saying use these tools so we can measure how much people care about you. Any action that somebody takes on behalf of your story, to send it to somebody, to archive it, to DM, to send a quick reply, to send a slider, to vote on a quiz, all of that matters. Because even as something as somebody just tapping on a screen, registers to the algorithm. Algorithm says, Bob liked Jasmine's story. Next time Bob goes into the app to go through his feed, there's a higher likelihood of him seeing my stuff. Why? Because he showed he cared. Stories are a great way to positively impact the way you're displayed within the algorithm. That was a really long answer, sorry.
Okay, so if I get more engagement from Insta Stories because it is very real or it's live, how do I get that back on a post if it's not pretty? If it doesn't match your feed, I guess, or how do you connect it so you bring that engagement also to the post?
So what I have discovered is that whenever I do respond via DM, there's a higher likelihood of them commenting on a post. But for somebody to actually comment on my post, I have to engage with them at minimum 10 times via DM. Yeah. And if in case anybody's wondering, I respond to all of my DMs. Why? Those are my customers. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars for research and development when I can do that on my own, hearing what people want and respond to. And people feel like it's so much safer to engage on stories because nobody else sees them. We don't want to be seen. So what do I have to do? I am safe, I respond. You like, I respond. You vote, I respond. And then sometime you're gonna come through a post for some random reason and be like, I should have really leave for a comment. I will guilt you into leaving a comment. Absolutely, I'll work for it, boo. Ain't no shame, ain't no shame. Because what happens is people look, for better for worse. They think I'm too old, they think I'm too young. They think I'm too white, they think I'm too brown, they think I'm too rich, they think I'm too poor. My objective, not for anybody else, I just know how I roll. My objective is to show up and be like, this is who I am. I ain't fake. What you see here is how I show up in real life. How I have to do that is work so dang hard for it. But I do it. It is doable. It takes time. But guess what? When I go to launch, when I go to sell, these people are like, I'll show up for you. And they do. That's it. That's the game. That's the game. I'm sorry. I'll go here and then,
Any tips or tricks for hashtagging? How many? Is it true you pick hashtags that haven't been hashtagged a lot?
So Instagram has come out and said, please, we say you can use 30 hashtags, so use the 30 hashtags. What Instagram wants to do is keep followers on the platform as long as possible. What they don't want is for you to use hashtags that aren't relevant to the thing that you're posting about. They've become very strict on that. You cannot hashtag Kanye West if Kanye's not in the photo. That's just like what it is. You will, I believe, so Instagram has invested heavily in facial and object recognition. They are actually scanning photos to see whether or not hashtags are applicable. So do I think you should use 30 hashtags? If you can find her 30 hashtags that are applicable to the thing that you're posting, absolutely. Is there like a perfect mix of it? It comes down to your ideal customer and how you want to be discovered. I believe if you use all 30 hashtags, about 7 of them should be hashtags between 200 and 600,000. I believe that 10 of them should be in that like 20 to 50,000 because there's a higher likelihood of your post being discovered on smaller hashtags. I do not think we should be using hashtags for more than 2 million followers. 2 million entries. It's like, it's going so fast, like you're not gonna get discovered that way. So having a proper mix, having geographic, specifically for physical locations, geographic hashtags kill all day and they are tiny. You tell me that there is North San Diego hand-making craft hashtag and it has 3,000 entries, use it. Because the person who goes there, it lives in perpetuity for a longer amount of time and it's so niche down that that becomes the powerful hashtag. Thank you.
Yes. Just using stories as a measure, like how many views that you get. How do you know based on how many followers you have that that's a great amount of views? Keep doing, any views is good.
Yes.
And then the more, if you're increasing, that's good too. What other measures can we use to make sure that you're getting a good amount of views or what you're doing is attracting the right people?
So it's crazy because they're saying, early estimates, that 3% of your followers are actually even seeing your stories. Because on average, the average Instagram user follows more than 300 accounts. So the fact that if your story is getting discovered, it has to be one of two things. They have to have been engaging with your account, or you have to become like a YouTuber, like really funny, really engaging, that it's gonna be like, I wanna follow her stories because she's that great. So if you're hitting that 3% mark, 2 to 3% mark, that's industry standard, that's really good. How I measure is there's always a natural drop-off rate. Your first story that you post will always have the most amount of views, but what you want to make sure is that if you're seeing a massive drop-off in story number 3, that's an indication you should be posting around 3 stories a day. But studies have shown if the same person stays with you 6 stories, they're gonna stay with you for 6 stories or 30. So you're attracting like some days I feel like I'm gonna post a lot, I don't care. Because the people that I'm speaking to want to hear in that capacity. Most days I'm posting around 3 or 4.
Or votes, like a vote on a story. So we find
Oh, vote on a story.
it's kind of embarrassing.
Okay, so let's take that down. It's kind of embarrassing that nobody voted on our stories, but nobody knows the results of our poll. Who's embarrassed? You. In my mind, 10,000 people voted on your story. So the minute you can release the shackles, let's objectively look at why did they not vote on the story? Probably because they don't want to see it. And that's hard. So you're saying, what do you sell?
Jewelry, home decor.
I'm sorry?
Jewelry, home decor.
Jewelry, home decor. Okay, and so tell me like a sample voting, like a.
Would you want to see this in silver? Or should we add this online? Or, yeah.
Okay, so in that regard, I would try to do what you're doing in a slightly different way. So if you're putting out like a pendant, says, would you like to see this in silver? And nobody's voting. I would put the camera up on a tripod in one of those singular mirrors and shooting the reflection. Make it a little interesting instead of having it here. And then you have one of your homegirls come up behind you, put the pendant on. People are very visual creatures. They want to see where does it fall in the neckline or the décolletage. That's the word I know. Where does it fall here? And be like, okay guys, keep it super conversational. Okay, what's your name?
Megan.
What's your name?
Regina.
I'm Megan, this is Regina. Regina's trippin'. I think this would be great in silver. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
You guys have to become QVC.
Okay.
You have to embody make it reality television.
Right.
Like, voting works.
Okay.
Maybe not in the way that it's currently being presented. So it has nothing to do with you.